asked him, I said, what happened? He said, oh man, it was a hit, man. It was a hit on Drakeo. That's what he told me.
Alright, y'all, so here we are. We have Drakeo the Ruler's father, right? Saying that he was pretty much set up, backdoored. He called it a hit. Now, the reason why I think this is important, because when this first happened back in 2021, everybody thought we was crazy because we said something don't sound right. It sounded like he was set up, basically. And everyone would say, oh no, you know, a certain artist was there. Well, we're just gonna say YG because everybody already know at this point. But a certain artist was there, and you know that they had some type of tensions between their hoods. You know how we get, and that's what happened, right? Of course, that's a narrative that everybody want to go with because that's the typical agenda. When you hear somebody has problems with each other, they cross paths. Next thing you know, something happens, and then boom, everything's swept under the rug. But there was a couple red flags and things that transpired that we were told that just simply didn't make sense. And lo and behold, as years went on, we're now in 2025 and we're starting to see a lot of truth come to light. Now, if y'all remember Loose Cannon, who was friends with Big U, he had came out and basically switched on Big U. Now, everything that he knows about concerning Big U or any dirt that they have with each other, he basically had been exposing it. And he went on the lines of saying that Big U is allegedly behind the passing of Drakeo the Ruler. Now, keep in mind, this is all alleged. We don't know if it's true. Loose Cannon could just be, you know, bitter and blaming things on Big U and making him look bad and trying to tarnish his character because they had odds with each other. But something doesn't make sense. And when he called out Big U for being behind what happened, I'm not gonna lie, some things kind of added up, but I'm gonna leave it up to y'all to check that out for yourself. If y'all want, y'all go on YouTube and just search Loose Cannon as he speaks on Big U allegedly being behind the passing of Drakeo the Ruler. Now, also, it just came out recently that they're talking about pinning a body on Big U as well, where everybody's thinking that it's Nipsey Hussle, because we also heard that he may have allegedly been behind Nipsey Hussle's demise. But what I told everybody before, if Loose Cannon came out and said what he said about him being behind the unaliving of not just Nipsey Hussle, but also Drakeo the Ruler, it can go either way, right? So I guess we just have to wait and see. But like I said, let's get into what Drakeo the Ruler's father has to say, opposed to everything that's going on. He feels it was a hit, so we're not just crazy or conspiracy theorists neither. So y'all jump in the comments, let me know what y'all think about all this. Hit that thumbs up button before we get into this so we can get this video into the algorithm. And if you not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Let's get into it.
I asked him, I said, what happened? He said, oh man, it was a hit, man. It was a hit on Drakeo. That's what he told me. And he said it real fast and kind of got off the phone. It was a hit. He said it was a hit on him. I called him and asked him tried to ask him like what happened, like man, what happened that night? And he was just like, man, it was a hit, man. It's a hit on him, man. They executed him or something. He said like that. Yeah.
It was crazy because he talk. If y'all don't know Drakeo the Ruler, he talks just like this. He was like soft spoken, very like undertone-ish, monotone-ish, like very laid back. And this is his father. As you can see, this is exactly where he get it from. It's kind of crazy.
But bro, that's crazy, man. Responsible parties, all the responsible parties, I want y'all to know. As being a triple OG, I'm not no OG, I'm the triple OG, okay? And that means a lot, because that means I lived a long time and I've seen a lot. And I'm 62. And I would not take no years away from my life, the stuff that I've seen, because you're who you are today. So I learned a lot. And my message is, you're not gonna be able to escape your faith. You could duck and dodge, but it's gonna be right there, like a mirror. For sure.
They say what you do in the dark shall always come to light. I don't care if it's tomorrow. I don't care if it's a week, months, years. You can't hide karma. You can't run from karma. It's going to come. It may not come right now. It may not come. You may think you got away with something, but trust me, it's going to come.
Your past makes you who you are today.
So pretty much, like I said, there's his own father saying that somebody close to the situation called him and let him know that it was a hit, right? It wasn't a coincidence. It wasn't a random fight. This was a hit. He described it as being an execution on Drakeo the Ruler. And we did a couple videos on this. We went live talking about this. Like I said, everybody thought we was crazy. But when things don't make sense, you know, it kind of forces your hand to believe certain things. Now, also keep in mind that during this whole ordeal, when they claimed the fight happened at LA Fest backstage, for one, like we pointed out before, where was security? How were they able to fight as long as they did and have somebody pull out a knife and stab this man in the neck? Right? Where was security? Two, why was he in the midst of that fighting, front line, front center? He's there with whatever guys he's there with. Why is he front center fighting like that and he's the bag? Right? It's almost like the King Von situation. How was he able to do what he did when he had friends around him and he's the bag? Why would somebody wake him up to go fight? Right? So that's the stuff that didn't make sense. Not to mention, you got to keep in mind, Drakeo the Ruler was the only person stabbed that night. It doesn't make sense. Out of everybody that was there, he was the only person that was stabbed. And plus, he was scheduled to perform. If I'm not mistaken, the person who they claim has something to do with it, he wasn't scheduled to perform. So why was he there? Seemed like a setup the whole time, man. Something just don't make sense. I just don't know, man. Y'all jump in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this. This is Drakeo the Ruler's father pretty much confirming that it was a setup, and he knows for a fact because somebody told him that it was. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. I'm out.
I said, listen, I know where it is that did Drakeo like that. Where you at? You're going to see him on FaceTime with Drakeo the Ruler the day before he died. And me, because I put him on the phone with Drakeo the Ruler, and then he'd pull up.
I seen a nigga bumping. Nigga bumping to the nigga, then the nigga like, hey, bro.
So, we about to expose Big Useless, Big Uterus, and we're going to expose Ralphie the Plug at the same time.
For y'all that don't know who that is, Ralphie the Plug is Drakeo the Ruler's brother, blood brother.
So, remember Big U keep telling everybody he never had an iPhone, right? You're going to see him on FaceTime with Drakeo the Ruler the day before he died. And me, because I put him on the phone with Drakeo the Ruler, and then he'd pull up. You get what I'm saying? You're going to see all of this.
Now, this is Drakeo the Ruler giving him the phone in which he just got through with a conversation talking with Big U, right? And he's on the iPhone. This is a day before he was stabbed in the neck at the festival.
And then you're going to see raw footage of how it played out, and Drakeo is telling me he didn't trust Ralphie. Ralphie, he didn't feel comfortable with him, and he was asking me to go to the show with him, but I had prior engagements. So at the end of the day, it's like this, right? You got a scumbag, everybody be talking, acting like he just this big macho person and stuff like that, but he's not like that. Sugar Plum, McDonald's parfait, mayonnaise, ketchup, mustard, you all of that soft condiments. Don't be acting like you tough because you're not. I hear the little stuff that you be saying and going on and stuff like that. When are you going to address certain things? But look, We ain't gonna warm up to it after that clip is over. And after I get my hard drives back and the thing is over, I'm putting out the FaceTime video, right? But you did say you never had an iPhone. Remember you said that? Oh, people, we about to expose it, right? You know, today is his birthday. And I like to save things for special occasions. So, sweetie, here we go. Ralphie, listen, you was pathetic. You let the bag go. Where's your career at now? You told me when I said, let's get out and go do something or whatever. You said you had a career and you didn't want to do anything. Don't make me pull the footage. Yeah, I'm putting the footage where you thought you was Karate Kid and you didn't do nothing, sweetheart. Draco is full-fledged up in the front, you in the back. You took off running first, sweetie. You a marshmallow. You is the total opposite of Draco. You is the real meaning of light-skinned. This is what we talk about. You have to have some type of color in your melon. You is a full-fledged buster. Sweetie! It's time for you to get exposed. Whoever's listening to you, they should be ashamed. He let his own brother go. Brother had a son. But I'm about to give y'all exclusive content. This is real, nothing fake. Big Useless asking Draco police questions. We talking about a case and stuff like that and just chatting. He trying to send him back to jail. This is not me saying it. Y'all about to hear it. He's asking, how did you get away with that one? Start scratching his head like...
I'm not gonna lie. When y'all see the video he's talking about, it is questionable for a person to ask something like that, especially in a public setting. Like, if you really genuinely wanted to know how he beat that case, I feel you should have asked him in private, right? The cameras is rolling, and you also have people that you don't know who's who around asking this man how he beat a body. Right? That's out of pocket, but I don't know.
I got some new information. You get what I'm saying? This is raw, authentic, nothing fake. I love Draco to death, and I ain't gonna let nobody exploit his name. Facts. So, sweetie, here we go.